thanks to God that I am able to share and you are able to listen again. So this time I have one important topic after this error handling. Last time if you saw, like, we just completed the error handling. Now this is very important topic, and on this Jaguar, like, we have three I taken two screenshots and like one file is there. So one is collection type, like collection types. So in the Swift, array, set and dictionary, three types are there, and those are important part because they are storing data from anywhere, like from if you are interacting with API or if you are just saving some data into your local DB or somewhere, you require these sets, like these types, collection types, array, sets and dictionaries. And another is, before going into the collection types in this situation, you need to understand first basic behaviors. So I just taken this screenshot, like you need to understand the collection. Before understanding the collection type, you need to understand basic behaviors, and which is like equality and ordering. So equatable, comparable and identifiable. So whenever you will just load some data on sets, array or like on dictionary, you need to compare your object, you need to identify your object, or you need to equalize your object. So for this is required thing, like you need to understand this first. Then into the set and dictionary, what is hashable and hasher, that also very important part. And whatever object you are just creating over there into sets and somewhere into the dictionaries or array, you need to show this as a string format. So you need to understand like what is a string representable objects, like CustomStringConvertible, LosslessStringConvertible and CustomDebugStringConvertible. And the raw representation is generally belongs to enumeration. So whenever you are just enums will come in your mind, then you need to understand those two things. So this is the basic behavior cycle that you need to understand first before going inside the array, set and dictionary deeply, right? So today I have one more file that we need to understand quickly, and this is 2.2.14 till 2.2.13. If you saw my previous videos, then like congratulations. So we are almost there. We are just completing this Swift basic fundamentals, and then we'll move on for UI creation and everything. And all the section 14 will give you the complete guidance of the junior iOS application engineer course. So now I just decided, like 2.2.14 is saying basic behaviors, overview of collection types in Swift, right? I can't say like I will just explain all collection types here in this tutorial only. One by one we'll go. First we'll look the array, then set and dictionary. But the basic behaviors, as I told you, what are the collection types? Those are basically three types: array, set and dictionary. How you will define them, that only I can just suggest you for this tutorial, and in the next we'll go with the deep discussion, right? Before going into the collection, first we need to understand what are the basic behaviors. So quickly we'll go to the Xcode and basic fundamentals. We'll use the playground. Now here you can say basic behaviors learning. This we are going to learn today. So in this, like, whole picture I'll explain you here in this playground only, and you will understand everything properly. So you will go to the documentation part and you will see basic behaviors are there, right? So I was exploring this and I want to describe everything to you. So first we'll go with the basic behaviors. What they are generally, basically they are protocols. Wherever you will just register them, they will work accordingly. So if you are just creating any custom object, on that time you need to register those things, right? So they will support according to their requirements. So first we will take care of equality and ordering component, right? So I'll go to my main thing. Suppose I have created a class person, right, or struct person, whatever it is, no matter. Class will be reference type and struct will be value type. Now in this I am creating a var name and it will be a string, and then I'll create var age and it will be the integer. Then I'll create a initializer with my parameterize function, and I can say like nothing will be there, then it will be look like that, and age will be like suppose 30, and then self.name equals to name and self.age equals to age, right? Now listen, this is fine, this person you created. Now if I want to compare two objects, then what will happen? I need to check, right? So by default I gave some values. If nothing will be there, then those values will be taken care. If you don't know about these parameterize, optional parameterize and all, you can just check my previous videos. Now this is fine. I am creating a object obj equals to my person1 or something like that. Person1 I can create, and this one will be my first person, which will be the iOS coder, and then I'll say person2 will be my Java coder. I'm sorry, yeah, this one will be person2, and this is a Java coder, something like that, and it is 30. Now this person and this person, can I just equalize them? So if person1 can be person2, can I do this? Print equal, nothing, rest nothing, right? So if I will do this, compiler will give me error, binary operator equalizer cannot be applied to two person operands. Then what I need to do? So for this, basic behaviors comes in the picture, right? So as I told you, like I'll go there and I'll check how I can just make this as a equitable so that it can equalize. So what I'll do, I'll go there and check it out. Equitable is there, comparable is there, identifiable is there, right? So first I need to check what is equitable. Then I'll register here one function equitable, and I'll say whatever properties are there, those can be equalized. And if I will go dig deeper inside this equitable protocol and I'll jump over there, you'll see something is there. So equal function is there. So this protocol is saying, as in the all about protocol series I just completed, if you are registering any function, if you are creating if your protocol have some functions, those you need to register, right, if they are not present in extension. So what you will do, equitable is there. Now it is forcing you to get some this, like compare the function. Now LHS, that means this one, RHS, that means this one, right? So I need to compare this equal. Now you will see this is now converted into green, before it was white. So if you have two strings, then if you want to compare them, those will be white or blue something, right? So like a equal a, that means a string, integer, those are already defined and loaded with the equitable protocol. So they are adopting equitable protocol. So can you see this is blue already, and string internally holding the equitable, and that's why they are able to equalize, right? So now my person1 is also ready. Now what I need to do, I can just return it something like that. If my self LHS name, that means left side name should be equals to right side name, and not or. A LHS age should be equals to RHS age, right? And you will see how beautifully the Swift is saying, because this equal operator is working because integer have already equitable function, right? So if you will go inside this int, you'll see their equitable function will be always 100% there. That's why you are able to equalize. So internally, like those protocols are there, and inside that Equatable will be there, and no need to worry about those things, like those can equalize. Now your person, this person you can equalize and you will get the result. This is called Equatable, right? So not equal. Now you'll run this and you'll see this simple function will say not equal. Now what will happen if I will make both things together like that, and then both are same, right? So person 1 and person 2 is same. So once again I'll run this, it will be equal. Person 1 and person 2 should be equal, right? So LHS.name and RHS.name, LHS.age and RHS.age coder, right? Spelling mistake was there. Yeah, it should give 100% equal result. So now this way clear, like that. If you are just creating a big data into your web services or somewhere, like you are holding some data or tons of data will be there, then you want to compare one object to another object, then you need to make that object class as a referring to the Equatable, right? Now what is comparable? Now again it's very simple. You'll go to the person 1 equals to person less than or greater than equals to person 1 will work or not, then it will say binary operator. This cannot be applied to the 2-person operator. Okay, it's fine. You can go and just say comparable. Now give me the comparable. What is comparable actually? It is internally holding the Equatable as well as it is holding 4 more functions, so that your all things will be complete. Less than equal to, greater than equal to, right? So then your better, rather than Equatable, you need to use comparable. So by default it will be the gift that it is holding the Equatable. Also you need to register at least one function over there. So it is saying at least register one function to me. So I'll say I don't require name for the comparison. I can say like age should be less than right hand side, right? And so on. I'll do all the things there. So less than equals to, then less than equals to, and greater than equals to, that means greater than equals to, right? And what was the last thing? Greater than, right? So now if you will run this, everything will be perfect. So now you will see my person 1 age, if my person 1 age is 30 and this is also 30, then greater than equal to work here, and it will be greater than equal to, right? Again we'll rerun and you will see the result greater than equal, right? So what we can just do now, this you understood very well. Like this is fully loaded with the comparable, like Equatable, less than, greater than, less than equals to, greater than equals to, like that your object will be ready. So now suppose list of people will be there, then you can create an array of the list of people, and then you can compare them with the one array to another array like that. Now I want to tell you the last thing, which is identifiable. That means it is saying specify the associated type ID, and ID will be like whatever ID you will create, that will be unique, and this will be the identifier, right? So if you have a person, it have the same name, same age, everything is there, but how I will guess like it is a different object, right, into the list. So one user ID, suppose user ID is there, their email ID will be unique. Then if person have some email ID, then you can say name, email ID, and those things will be there. Then you can register with that email, and email ID will be your unique something like that, or you can just create any random number also. And once you will run this again, it will give you some error, and you will see some compiler uh, object will be there. If it is not giving you the error, that means I need to check whether my person 1 and person 2 both have same values, but what is the ID of this person? It is coming automatically, or I need to give the ID, right? So person object dot ID will be there. I'll print first person ID and the second person ID, but the values are same, right? By default values are same, and this deliberately what I gave, this is also same. So if person 1 ID and person 2 ID will be different or not, I need to check, right? So I'll run this and you will see one object is like that and another object is like that, right? Because they are same, because the values are same. So by default, if everything will be same, then values will also, but yeah, I'm sorry, here values are not same. That means it is perfectly object identifiable and it is perfectly unique object, and you can identify if all the properties will be same but your ID will be always different. That means this is a unique object which is created into the heap separately, right? And like that you can identify two objects if their whole value will be same, and comparable operator will give you the equal result, but those instances will be different with the user ID, right? So that means ID is identifiable. You can identify any object. A unique identity will be there by your identifiable object, right? So this is all about the equality and ordering. Now set and dictionaries are holding hashable and hasher. So if you will go on the Google and you'll see what are hash tables. So you'll get a clear idea about the hash tables and you will understand the things. Suppose one hash table image is there and it is saying this image I can take, right? So it is saying, this image is saying like I have keys, I have some keys, I have one hash function which will create a unique ID, right? Unique ID, and that unique, corresponding to that unique ID, you can like the hashable hash will store this key, and that key will be that hash value will be always unique. And if two John Smith will come, then automatically it will collapse and just first the last loaded value will be there and rest things will be removed. So duplicacy will be not there into the dictionary and sets, but in array it will be always available. So let's see how it will work. We can just check it out with the same example. So hope you guys understood this thing. On the same person object, I will remove everything. I will remove this one also, and I'll remove this thing also. Now you will see it is a simple person and those will give you error, right? But I need to remove them because we understood. Now what is a hashable actually? So I want to tell you hashable thing. This person is simple. Before coming into the hashable picture, I want to tell you what is a array, what is a set, and what is a dictionary, right? So dictionary, array and sets. Set and dictionary are two same family. Only the difference is, I'll tell you, it will hold only values, right? And dictionary will hold keys and values. What? Keys and values. Now each value have one key and one value, and pairing will be there, right? And whenever dictionary will come, your JSON will look like that. Suppose name will be there, name, and name is your key, then name iOSCoder, right? And comma, then like age will be there, this is key, and age will be any integer. So now name is a string, age is a string, that means keys are string formatted, but value can be string or it can be integer. So how you will define a dictionary? I'll tell you. Let dict and dictionary, and you will say like it will be string as a key and anything will be there like that, right? And you can say, you can create the same thing, dictionary string any, and you can initialize this dictionary created, right? Now same like that, if you have a value and I explain you it will hold the values only, then it will hold the values only, right? Then how set will look like it will be not like that, it will be look like that, because it will hold the values, and at the end you will, if you will print something, it will look like this, right? So in this, like values are there, then iOSCoder or 30 and so on, it will be like that, right? So iOSCoder and then 30 and so on it will be, but it is a any type, right? I don't want this any here, and you can say like this person will go there, then it will be the list of people, so person 1 will be there and then person 2 will be there and so on, but those will be values, those have hash thing in the sense those will be unique in the sense though duplicacy will be not there. Array is holding the same thing, but there will be the duplicacy and there is a no hashable keys. Are you getting my point? So what you need to understand here, no hashable will be available, though those will not hashable, no hashable protocol loaded, and here hashable. Why? Because they will check the duplicacy and they will remove the duplicate things. That's why they require hash tables, right? And lookups, for the lookups, for checking. This is called lookups in data structure. So they look into this and they will check the hash is there, then they need to delete two things. So if both have the same hash value, then they will convert it into the single and your John Smith will be single thing, right? So like that you need to understand. Now you need to come here and I'll tell you simply the same style. Let my set example, and this will be a set, and this will be suppose a person. Here also I can say rather than any, I can load the person, right? So like that it will be not there, and it will be like a dictionary loaded with a value, a key and a person, right? But again I want to tell you here, like person can't be a key because string is, I'm able to just mark my point. If it will be a string, rather than forget about this thing, it can be any. Now if I'll say this is a string set and I'll say hey set, listen, I need to tell you a string set and I need to initialize you. Those set and dictionary initialize them properly, because string automatically holding same like comparable and equitable protocol, they are holding hashable also. So string by default holding the hashable thing, so that's why it is not barking, it is not giving you error, because set always required the type who is presenting with hashable. Protocol hashable should be loaded on that type which you are going to create on the set, or you are just loading as a key of the dictionary, right? Otherwise it will give you error. How? I'll tell you. Like person is there, right? So I want to create a person set, like number of peoples will be there, then it will give you error. Type person does not confirm to protocol hashable. I was pretty aware about this thing, that's why I gave you this example. Now in the key also, if you will dictionary, if you are making person as a dictionary, right, then what will happen, person will also give you this problem. Like person, you can't register this as a key because it is not introducing hashable. It is not introducing hashable. How we will compare set and dictionary, both are barking. Like how we will compare and remove the duplicacy? You are giving wrong things there. You need to give hashable. Then I said, okay, if I will give hashable, then that means you will be able to look up those things over there, right? So I'll say, okay, hashable I'm just giving to this person. Now you are happy, you guys are happy. Now they said, like, yeah, we are happy, but you need to give something here. So I said, okay, equalizer object. So I need to check hashable. Hashable is doing two things. It is loading with equitable, same like comparable operator, comparable equitable was there, hashable equitable is also here. So better you need to give hashable so that you can use your person object into the dictionary and sets as well. If your your teammate or somebody wants to load them as a removing the duplicacy and all, they want to use set and dictionary rather than array, then you can use hashable over there. You need to make your person hashable so that the sets and dictionary will look up and they will remove the duplicacy. Now it will say person does not confirm the hashable protocol. Yeah, I know very well. Why? Because there is a hash function. If I will create with my own, I can do some bad thing over there. But this hash well-defined function will be there. It will automatically create a hash key, which will be the unique key, and they are maintaining that key. And it will be not unique, but by that it will remove the duplicate values from that particular set or dictionary, and uniqueness will come over there, right? How it will happen, I'll tell you. So again, I need to go with the same thing, like return and then LHS, you know very well, dot name equals to RHS dot name, and LHS dot age equals to RHS dot age, right? Now listen, this structure I created, but still it is barking. It is saying still something is missing. So I know there is a hash function that we need to implement here. After that it will complete. So hash value I don't require. Hash into hasher function I required, and there is a combine function that will create a good remark, and by that you can just say, like, you need to combine all the values, and by that values you will get a hash value, right? So there are two properties, name and age. So for both you can say name dot combine is there or not? Oh, I'm sorry, hasher is there. So by this hasher you need to combine what? Values. And what are the values? My first is name, combine the hasher with the name, and combine the hasher with age. So whatever properties you are just creating, those you can just combine there, and it will give you a appropriate hash value over there at the end, right? So how it will look like, I'll tell you. So now I have one object let obj, and this is a person object, and I want to create an object. Now if I will see obj dot hash value, if I will print obj hash value, then what it will be, we'll see, right? So hash value will be a random value, and same like that, if I will create obj2, then I need to check like obj2 is updated or the same values. If same values are there, like iOSCoder and 30 will be same, then what will be the hash value, right? So obj hash value is like that, and obj2 hash value is also same like that. So it is not necessary that hash value will be the not different, like every time it will be different. It's not like that. It can be same, but what magic will come here, you'll see. So I need to load this obj and obj2 on my sets. So set example dot, I can do insert here because it's a set. In the array I can do append. So set example insert, and new element will be my obj, and then I load one more. So according to the things, it will load, like now you'll see those are let constants. So this set is let constant, so you need to make var so that it can be flexible. Now if I will run this, you'll see only one value will be there. So if you will print set example dot count, and you will print the whole set, then you'll see what result will come. So only one count is there and 1% is there. Why? Because they identified the two hash were same, and by the two hashes this function, like they remove the duplicate person, right? 30 and age. If same things will be there, then you can make a redundancy by the hashable and you can remove the duplicate numbers, right? So this is the main important part that you need to understand. So suppose this is 32 and this is 30. If this is 30 and if I will create a person with age and name will be like Java coder and something different, and then it will be, I think, give you good result, and two objects will be there. Because if I will suppose run line number 25 till line number 25, then what will happen? We will see two objects are there, both hash value is different. Then set example have also two objects, person 1 and person 2, and the count is 2, like that. So now in the dictionary, if I have a person and person same like that, I can say same thing I can do. Rather than insert in the dictionary, what you need to do, dict, and you can say my person, whatever person will be there that I need to load actually. So I can say obj is there that I'm loading as a dictionary, right? First one, and that one person have 3 tasks, like task 1, or it is an array, right? Task 2 and task 3, something like that. And dictionary is loading another object which is obj2, and it have also, like it have only task 1, that's all, right? So now two objects are there, two different objects, they have different values, and also like same like that I can just print dict count and dict set. So now you will see what will happen into the dictionary case. Task 1 is with the person, and the task 2, like person, whatever person was there, it have 3 tasks. But what will happen if the same values will be there rather than this thing? It will update the things. Like one person have 3 tasks and another have 1 task, it will overlap and it will count 1. You will see the result, right? So in the dictionary you'll see 1 and task 1, because your obj and obj2 was same. So what he did, he removed this thing and he got this one, and then he just updated his task from this to this, and he updated this key plus loaded new updated task was the value of that particular object 2. Like that they are managing with the hashable, right? So how important hashable is, you understand. So a array is also, you can define same like this. An array doesn't require hashable, but if it will be there, it will silently work and it will be an array. An array you can define same like sets. This is a one way to defining array, sets and dictionaries, right? And then it will be a person array, and you can say array, and it will be the person array, and you will load some value to the array like append rather than inserting. And in this case you can append the same obj and obj2, and you will see it will load both things because it is holding duplicate objects too, right? So same observation if you will do here, it will hold both things and both values will be there. So simple, you got a overall idea about collection types, but I told you, like, I did not give you the proper understanding of the array, set and dictionaries, which we are going to cover in the next, right? So it is saying if I will run till here, you'll see something like that. 2 count is there, but in the other thing 1 count is there. So 2 count is there holding 2 objects, whether it is duplicate no matter, but if you will run everything, it will go with all the things, and 1 items will be there because it will remove the duplicate, values are same, but in the array it will hold the duplicates as well, right? So you got the whole idea about the dictionary, hashable, sets and all the basic behaviors of the hasher, hashable, equitable, comparable and identifiable. Now we need to focus on string representable. This is very important part. There are 3 things: custom string convertible, lossless string convertible and custom debug string convertible, that we'll cover just now. So what you need to do is, I'll remove everything again because it will confuse you, but you need to remember it and you need to check all the things again and again. Okay, so I'll remove this hashable also, I'll remove the equitable also, and you will see this is again a simple person. Now simple, this mango person is there. This simple person, I need to understand, like, whether I want a string representation of that person. So what will happen? I don't care about the string representable and whatever it is, I don't know, right? So how I will learn this? You need to understand. Print, I want to print the object, right? So if I will create a let object of my person, and this person object I created, and I want to print this, right? So what value it will give me? So it is giving me this dirty value. I'm not understanding if something is there, like I can't understand this, right? So I want a string representable. So what I will do, I will create 3 types of there: lossless string convertible, custom string convertible, custom debug string convertible. So number 1, custom string convertible, right? So suppose I will register this custom string convertible. If you will go inside, you will see some history over there and you will understand like why it is coming. So now it is saying a string describing thing is there which will describe something, and by default you should use this string describing any object on any particular thing, right? This is Swift is saying. So with the string convertible, custom string convertible, if you will use, if I want to print my object, then I can say to my string, hey listen string, I have by default string describing feature, and any instance I can just describe, right? If that particular object will hold custom string convertible, that is the necessity part, that is the rule, but it is not there, then it will not give you anything, right? Again I'll try to print this. Again I'll try to print this. It is giving me same result. I'm scratching my mind like why it is working, right? Like that. So I'll say, gentlemen, you need to give this thing. Now if you will give this thing, then it will give you error again. Same like hashable, comparable and all. You need to say like it is a description. Automatic description property will be there. That will be there, and you need to give whatever value you want to give, right? Custom value. That will be described ideally with the string describing any object. This is the ideal situation, and it is asking like your instance should be loaded with the custom string convertible. I said okay, it's perfectly fine. I will give this, and I'm registering myself as a custom string convertible, and whatever values will be there, that I'll give into my description like that with the custom thing. It is pretty simple, right? Now I will run this. It will not give me value like that. it will be a good guy and it will print something like that. So it will easy to debug in the string situation and string representation, right, for any object, and it will good while checking the objects, right, in a string format. This is the all about. So whenever custom string convertible come, you need to think about the string describing. Whenever string describing will come, you need to think about the custom string convertible. Now, what is the lossless string convertible? Lossless means if something is as a integer, right? So I will say lossless string convertible. So I have one age, right? So if I have one age or something like that, then how I can just represent this, right? So it will say, by default internally what it is doing, it is saying if my value will initialize by that, suppose rather than person, if I'll remove this and person will be simple person. Now string object is fine, but suppose I have a class and this class is a class and which is integer, right? And this is an integer and I want to, this class is there and non-class type, or suppose it is a struct, right? Struct is there, and in this struct actually a struct is there with the integer type, right? It's a value type struct. Now it is saying inheritance non-protocol. Okay, int will not work like that, so I need to work on the object only. So suppose this person is there and inside this any value will be there which is integer, right? So if suppose a simple value is there, I don't want to implement here, I will implement here like if a value is there like where value will be there and which value is just double, right? And it can be like 10001.34 something like that. This is the value, right? Now if I want to print this value as a string and something like that value, so what it will be, I need to check. So can you see it is coming like that? It is it converted into the string, right? Because double is already loaded with lossless string convertible, right? So whenever if I want to reconvert this from value to string, then what I will do, print and I'll say double and whatever value will be there that will convert into my double, right? If something will be there then only, and it will be optional, right? So if you will see lossless protocol will hold the optional failable initializer, right? So whenever in my case it is a person, right? So optional value, that means if something garbage will be there or something like that or something iOSCoder will be there, then what will happen, right? Rather than this you can say here like some iOS something will be there, then it will not create result and it will give you nil, right? It is giving you nil. That's why lossless, that means that is your duty. Whenever you will create the lossless string comparison like conversion, on that time you need to take care like confirming type must have value preservative representation on the original value. As such, it should be possible to recreate the instance from its string representation, right? So that you should keep in mind. Whatever you are creating as a lossless string convertible, then automatically if you will see it is holding a optional failable required failable initializer. Failable initializer means if description will create some value, then it will return something, otherwise it will give you nil, right? So self.description is there. If you will say whatever person is giving me, that should be load with my name and age, right? So description will be there. Suppose name I have already, iOSCoder I have, but age is 30 right now and I did not loaded this, then or any person is giving me as a description of the string, right? the age like 32, then what I need to do, I need to say like my self dot age will be my description, which will be integer, and I'm just hoping that integer will be the description, and I'll say, and also it will work. Yeah, so now it is saying unwrap fixed value. If nothing will be there, then you need to give some zero value, right? Age is 0, something like that. Now variable self.name used before being initializer, yeah, right. So I'll say okay, name initializer will also be there, and I'll give whatever name is there, that name also I can give, and then things will be fantastic. But if nothing will be there from the side of description properly, then 0 will assign. If 0 will not assign, then you can return it nil, and it can give you nil result as well. The whole person object will not initialize if you will use if your description will not give you proper result, integer result, then if let age will be not given by the description and you will give some wrong value, then you will be not able to produce the whole object, and it will give you nil initializer, right? That is called required initializer as a failable initializer, right? So now if you will create the same object, now the same object description you have already, name and age, but initializer is your optional initializer, failable initializer. So what you will do, you'll say person, now person, and then you will create like that. If I will remove this, what will happen? I need to check, right? So it will give me, okay, now gentlemen, this is perfectly fine, and now everything on you, and this is the best example of lossless string convertible. So if you will remove everything, and you will see, now I'm going to create an object which is required a string. And what is string? String is my age, and age will be 30, and once if I'll give the correct value, then object will create over there perfectly, and this object is there like name iOSCoder and age is 30. But if I will give some garbage value, then what will happen? It will not create anything, and it will give you nil object, right? And you'll see nil object is there. So that perfect thing I wanted to tell you. So keep in mind, lossless string convertible means loss should be not happen by you with the age, and failable initializer will be there with the lossless string convertible. Now the last thing I want to tell you is custom debug string convertible means you are debugging something. On that time, custom debug string convertible, same like in the string describing, like component was there into the custom string convertible. One component was there which was saying you like string describing you need to use, but custom debug string convertible once come, you need to think about the string reflecting. So what is string reflecting? Actually, whenever you will reflect something, it will give you some answer, some value, right? But directly if you will use, again I will remove everything, and you will see this is a simple object now, right? This is a simple object with the initializer, and this simple initializer will be like name string, and name will be a name, and the age will be a age, right? So age will be suppose like 30. Now self dot name, and this is name, and self dot age, this is equals to ages, right? Now it will not ask you anything because lossless string convertible and custom string convertible you completed with the string describing and the failable initializer. Now it should be custom debug string convertible. Now what it will ask you internally, what it is you need to check. So internally, if you will see, nothing, it is a debug, it will ask you for the debug description, and reflecting will go with the debug description. When you will give the debug description, automatically it will give you the value of debug description only, and reflecting is holding the debug description only, right? So internally, if you will see, any type of string by using the string reflecting initializer, the initializer work with any type and uses the custom debug description property to the type of the custom string debug convertible, right? So you need to use debug rather than this one. So same the component you will load here, and you will just unload this like that, simple. And then you can remove this, and you can use, suppose I want to, I did not register this one, right? And I commented this thing, and I said I'll not use for being now this one, and I'll comment the whole thing. It is my simple person, and I want to create obj of the person, and automatically it will give the a and 30 age with the optional parameterized function. Then I'll say string, and reflecting is there, right? What reflecting? Any subject, any object, right? So object is there. Reflect this, reflecting in the sense debug this. So you'll see it will debug something like that, which is very bad again. Same like in custom string convertible it was, right? So now what you need to do is you can just open this and see the difference now, right? And you will see some other difference, and it will automatically, once you will call reflecting, it will search the debug description. If you will call describing, it will search the description and custom string convertible, right? Simple. Now you'll see what object will give you. So it is giving you name and age because you just registered like that, simple. So it was the custom string convertible, debug convertible, and lossless string convertible, right? So you understood all scenarios. Now the last but not least, raw representation. It is called CaseIterable and raw representable. Both are depending on enums. So whenever enums will come, so person give you all the information about all the behavior. Now I'll comment this, and I'll say, like, in this person only I want to tell you one thing here, like I have a enum, or rather than this person, don't be confused. Here I want to tell you a enum is available, right? Enum is like type of person, something like that. And you can say this enum will be like that, and it will say case customer or case businessman, right? So those type of persons, two types are there. Now if I want to iterate this, then I can use this one. Which one? CaseIterable. CaseIterable will give you, if you will go inside this, all cases and everything it will give you, right? So if I'll say, like right now I will say, like for item in type of person, any, all case or something is there? No, right? So if you want to iterate this, all the cases, so CaseIterable will give you this facility, and it will say all cases object, also all cases. This is the type, and this is the values which are inside this, and you will see also you can print how much counts are there of this type of person, and all cases dot count is also there, right? And like that you can iterate the numbers. Suppose this will work over there when you don't know about this thing, and this is not in front of you, and only this type is there in front of you in any code snippet. Then you can just catch this type person and you can iterate by this, right? And people can understand these are the types, and they want to hide rest of things, then CaseIterable will work over there, right? So custom and business, 2 counts came and it is working perfectly. That's all. Second thing is there, which is raw representable. In the raw representable, like if you have one thing that I explained already into the enum case. If you don't know about this thing, go and just previously check my videos, whatever I just created. So raw representation, that means customer and businessman is there. If I will create like a string or integer or whatever, that will be raw representation. If I will not do this and I'll say print my type, suppose I want to create an object, let object of customer, right? Customer of that type of person. What type of person? So type of person will be type of person, and I want to init with some raw, right? I'm not able to init, right? So I can just init like that, simply like customer I'll do, and it will work, and it will print me this thing, right? It is not any type, right? By default it's giving you the customer. But if you want a raw value against this, then you can represent this like as an integer. If you will give, then you need to give value 0, right? At first time if you will give 0, then you can remove this one and you can say comma separated, automatically it will be 0 and it will be 1. Then if you will run like that, what it will give you, you'll see. So now it is a customer now. But if I want to print this, if I want to create this with init, raw value will be there. So this is called raw representation. And if you will give a value, like suppose 0 was there and 1 is businessman, then if you will give 1 and then you will print this, it is a businessman, and it will give you some value like that, right? So this is a raw representation. So it will give you the optional thing, because maybe if you will give wrong values, then person will not create. Like if you will give 2, then it will not create. So it is saying it is a optional value, right? So it is an optional value, then B will be create over there like this, and B will be the optional thing. So businessman created because you gave good value. If you will give bad value like 0, 1 and 2, then what will happen? It will give you nil result, right? So this is pretty simple. So hope you guys enjoy this. Maybe it was pretty long, but you covered all the basic behaviors, right? And well defined structure is there. Now in the next series I will just update you by what are the collection type and how like we can just focus. So today in this section you understood basic behaviors and overview of the collection types: array, dictionary and set. Just I gave a flavor. Now in the next session I'll describe you deeply what is array and all the functions related to the array, and then you will just focus on the dictionary and set, and you will repeat those functions over there as well, and things will be very simpler for you. And this is the core heart of the Swift, and the next session is very important for you. So if you like this, please kindly share this channel to your friends and family members. Those are very interested into iOS development learning, and this is the Swift basic fundamental course, and stay connected with me for junior iOS development program. So I have 14 sections. We are running on 2 and it is almost completing. Thanks for watching this.